Well, this is Chip Cod Roach, and we are going back to the 90s. We are going to the 1997 version of Titanic. I said we were going to compare the two, so why not do them?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a Titanic too?
Sadly enough, yes.
So I did not imagine it. What's that one about?
Great question, because I didn't want to see it.
Wasn't it?
I heard it was awful, but yes, there is.
Wasn't it just about the old lady talking?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, that's something I would have to look up and know. That's not a false thing. People thought I had two heads when I said that, but no, there is a Titanic too.
I thought so.
It exists. It's sad, but it exists. And there are probably people out there that actually think that there is a Titanic too. There's not. Well, okay. So no, there was no other Titanic. There was just one Titanic. It had one voyage, and it didn't even make it to the end. So,
But there was another ship that looked like it.
yes, there was. Correct.
It was called her sister ship. I don't know what the name of the ship was.
There was one before it. It was a similar name too. It was like the Titanus or something like that. That also just had one voyage. It was claimed to be unsinkable, and it did the same thing. It hit an iceberg and sunk. And then they made the Titanic, and they also said it was unsinkable. And we all know what happened. So, yes. So there was another ship that was claimed unsinkable. Maybe they should just stop calling these ships unsinkable. Maybe they should have just left it alone. Okay, so again, maybe they should just stop calling these ships unsinkable. So, like I said in my first video, yes, I'm fascinated by Titanic stories. Yes, every time there's a documentary on the TV, I have to record it. And again, I don't have an answer. Well, yes, there was my first grade teacher that told us a fantasy blackboard story. She said that the Titanic hit an iceberg, but it's okay. Because they had lifeboats, and everybody got on the lifeboat, and everybody went to safety. Well, luckily for me, there was a program called Reading Rainbow.
Nope.
Starring or hosting LeVar Burton.
Nope.
Who told me the real story. He went through the whole
Who and who?
LeVar Burton.
Again, who?
He was in the series Roots. He was in Star Trek: The Next
I
Generation.
like Roots. Never seen it.
And then he did Reading Rainbow, and he
Never heard of it.
was talking to children on PBS.
Never seen it.
There was I guess it was sort of considered a kid's book because it was a 24-page book on the Titanic, and he said that there were people still on board. So he told me the real story. So since then, yes, I've been interested. And the first movie I saw on the Titanic actually came out in 1996, and it was on TV. And it was a part 2 series, because the first night it had them boarding, then the second night it was the disaster part. So I watched that before this movie even came out, before it was even announced that they were going to release it. So, yeah, so then I ended up buying this item on eBay for $3.75.
Titanic?
Yep, free shipping.
You could have just went to the store and got it.
I didn't see it. And of course, why did I buy it? Because I saw a documentary on it, and it was what really happened. So I decided to watch that. So yeah, that got me interested again. And it also told me how this ship is still taking lives, because Bill Paxton, who stars in this movie, the opening scene, he actually goes. It shows him going to the bottom of the ocean and actually taking video of the ship. So 2 years later, he decided to actually do that himself. And it has him in the documentary Ghosts of the Abyss. And he went down there and actually saw the wreck for himself. And
Was it broken in half?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and he did actually see the wreck, and he said that he was happy he did that, knowing that not many people did. And some of them that have tried have not been able to tell the story because they ended up passing away because it's a very dangerous journey.
And would you do that?
I want to.
No.
Will I? No, because first of all, it costs a ton of money, and again,
And you're not dying?
and I would probably.
I had for you back to kill you?
Yes. Yeah. So now the ship is being eaten alive by bacteria.
I'm gonna have to kill him now.
So in 1997, I did end up seeing this movie twice. I saw it with my friends, and yes, my one friend covered his eyes, and then I saw it later on with my brother. And maybe he may have closed his eyes too, but he was also 9 years old. He thought I was going to tell on him. So yes, I did see it twice, and this movie did win. It really doesn't need any introduction. It won 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Editing, and Best Makeup. And it got three nominees, so it won 11 of the 14 awards. And the nominees went to Best Supporting Actress, Best Lead Actress, and I forgot what the third one was, but it's not important. The point is, it really won at the Oscars, and it also won at the box office as well. And this was directed by James Cameron. We all know he did Terminator, and he did that stupid Avatar movie.
The new one? Or the old one?
The old one. The one that came out in 2000. I think it came out in 2008.
I never watched it. I
never did either. I never wanted to. And this also does star Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. And Kathy Bates is in this.
It stars who?
Leonardo... Oh, I'm sorry. I said his name wrong. DiCaprio.
Thank you.
We all know Leonardo DiCaprio was in Romeo and Juliet. He was in Critters 3. He was in Growing Pains.
Great Gatsby, the new one.
And when we did rent Critters 3, we had no knowledge that he was in that movie until we saw the credits. And my brother's friend said we were supposed to get a movie without him. During this time, he was hated by several people.
He was in another movie with
Yeah,
that movie with
Revolutionary Road.
Yeah, what the heck is her name?
Kate Winslet.
Yes, thank you.
Kathy Bates is in that too.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep, I just looked that up.
Okay.
So this also does star, and Leonardo DiCaprio didn't actually get recognition until probably Gangs of New York, when people actually finally started to take him seriously. I never did.
I like Leonardo DiCaprio.
I just think he's okay, but look at the gathering of garbage he's competing against.
Will Smith, Kevin Hart, Vin Diesel, Ryan Reynolds, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, Ben Affleck, Will Ferrell. Who else are we supposed to be comparing? I don't remember who. I don't know who the hell's even acting anymore.
That's kind of my point.
Oh.
So you just proved my point.
I like how them are the ones that popped in my head first.
Yeah, I mean, he was also in J. Edgar Hoover, like you said, The Great Gatsby. Kate Winslet, on the other hand, I do have some respect for. She was in Steve Jobs.
Never seen it.
She was in this movie called Contagion.
Never seen it.
She wasn't bad in that, but it wasn't a good movie. She was in Sense and Sensibility.
The Holiday.
What?
She looked like she was 20 in that, and it came out after this.
Pretty much. So yeah, she's been in a few things. Kathy Bates really needs no introduction. She was in The Blind Side, Misery, that Revolutionary Road, About Schmidt, Richard Jewell. So she has been in several things. And she's also in Fred Claus.
Nope.
And then we have Billy Zane, who I really thought I was going to be making fun of, but then after watching...
Is he the douche fiancé person?
Yes.
Oh, I don't like him.
That's Rose's fiancé in this.
He's a douche.
I was supposed to be making fun of him in a lot of things, but then I found out, you know what, this guy can actually act. Yes, he's
still a douche.
He is. He's a bad guy in this, but he plays it well. He was in The Phantom, which is a movie that I really wanted people to see my review on because that's a movie that people really should watch. It's really underrated. He was also in Tombstone. He was also in Back to the Future. He was one of the goons. You also have David Warner, who was the likable character in Ninja Turtles 2. He was the professor. He was also... I forgot what else he was...
Who is he in this?
He's Billy Zane's... I'm not sure. He's one of his friends.
Is he a douche too?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Oh, I hate douchebags.
Big time. And then Jonathan Hyde, who was in Jumanji.
I like that movie.
I do too. He plays kind of a snooty character in this as well.
Who did he play in Jumanji?
He was Van Pelt, and he was also
that guy. Okay.
And he was also Alan's dad. So yes, he is in this. One person I think they should have casted in this would have been Pierce Brosnan. I think he could have been in something because you actually said that he looked like the bad guy from Titanic when we reviewed Mars Attacks.
Oh, he did.
He may have been okay in this. I think they should have casted him, but I don't know how much money he would charge. Probably a lot, especially to do a movie with Leo.
And let's all do a movie with Leonardo.
At this time, let's put it this way: yes, as many awards as it won, I don't believe they even invited any of the actors and actresses at the Academy Awards that were in this.
Why not?
They really were not. They looked at Leonardo's part as being very, very easy. The only one that liked it was stupid Gene Siskel. Siskel and Ebert, one of the movie critics at this time. And Roger Ebert loved the special effects and he loved the visuals. And part of the reason for that is because he was too busy with his Butterfinger BBs, Whoppers, and Junior Mints crunching in his mouth where he can't hear the movie. So that's why he has Gene Siskel next to him, as he is just gawking at Leonardo DiCaprio the whole time and is supposedly captivated by his mediocre performance. But
is that what he said?
He actually said captivated.
Okay.
I wouldn't go that far with really any of them. I didn't think anything was really captivating. So, but that's just my opinion. I did look at other reviews. Jeremy Johns gave me a headache after just a couple minutes, so I turned him off because he was just talking nonsense. So, to get to this movie, I will tell the story now. So, Bill Paxton, also known as Brock, is looking for this Diamond of the Ocean, which is a necklace.
Diamond of the Sea.
It is C, okay. I thought I got it mixed up. That Rose was wearing, that's Kate Winslet's character. And he's looking for this diamond, so he's going through the relics of the Titanic. He discovers his safe, cracks it open, and it's not there. So, old Rose, played by Gloria Stewart, sees Brock on her little mini TV, and she actually ends up calling him later and asking, "Did you find the Diamond of the Sea?" So then she goes to
Isn't
him.
it the Heart of the Sea?
It might have been.
I think it's Heart of the Sea.
Okay, Heart of the Sea. It's a heart diamond. So we cleared that up. So then she goes to Brock, and she then decides to tell her story, which our butts were screaming at the end of this, because I think this was about a 3-hour movie, which is fine. We got our money's worth. And at this time, movies cost $7.50.
Oh, not 22?
Just saying. Yes, and we did not get snacks. We snuck them in. Sorry, Dipson Theater. So, I'm going to show the first clip, and it's pretty much, we are going to see the Titanic at the bottom, getting eaten alive by bacteria. You know, why are they celebrating? He hasn't found it yet. Well, now they just look dumb, because it is not in there. But there's a lot of paper with rust on it, And now the paper does end up helping them, and we are going to find out why.
And how?
Because old Rose is watching her little TV when you could have these type of TVs at the time. So we will show you that right now. Today, a piece of paper that's been underwater for 84 years, and my team are able to preserve it intact. Should this have remained unseen at the bottom of the ocean for eternity? We can see it. Well, Rose saw this on TV, and surprisingly enough, she did not have a heart attack when she saw that. She, I don't know what her emotions would really be like if you see something like that, but it had to be pretty cool. So she does end up calling Brock, and she wants to tell her story to him. So I guess as enthused as I would be, I'd want to hear it as well. So yeah, so then she ends up taking that trip to see him. So we will get to that, and she actually sees the footage of the Titanic down at the bottom of the ocean. So she has a little flashback. So I will show that because this is James Cameron's way of pretty much introducing you to the Titanic. He's trying to bring it to life again. So I will show you that in just a second. So I was, I don't care. I'm not a huge special effect person, but these are actually really, really cool. I know it's CG, and I've made fun of CG and CGI quite often, but this is done well. This actually does look realistic. So I don't really have a problem with this. I think James Cameron does do a good job here. And this is showing the, I guess, excitement of the Titanic leaving Southampton.
Where's Southampton?
From what I read, I believe it is in England. So it's going from England or United Kingdom to New York City. So it's got quite a journey ahead of it. Mm. So I will show the wonderful Leo here, who says he's king of the world. He's in third class. I really wouldn't use the king of the world thing too much here.
And how did he get on the boat?
Poker game. He won it in a poker game. I don't know how.
Should have lost that hand, dude.
Yeah, he really should have. So we will show. This kind of goes hand in hand here. It shows the third class, and then we go right to the first class, and you will see the difference in that, and you will see that right now. So this is the third class. Yeah, very, very tight quarters, I must say. That doesn't look very comfortable.
Nope.
But I have to say, the one thing I'm going to say about the third class passengers is at least
they have manners.
Well, not only that, but they like to have a good time. Now, if you look at the first class, to me, it looks nice, but they're talking about paintings, and the one guy's making fun of Picasso, which is fine. I do it too. But then saying he's not going to amount to anything was a really stupid thing to say.
Well, to be fair, this is based on 1912.
Yes, it is. But he still does well. And Mr. Fancy Pants
isn't alive long enough to see it.
Pretty much. Yeah. So, yeah, Mr. Fancy Pants there is very, very rude. And he's talking bad about the paintings. And he just doesn't look like he's really much fun to be around. And neither is his pal, David Warner's part. I believe he's Mr. Lovejoy. He's not either lovable or joyful. So he really should have gotten a different last name. So the next clip I will show is the Titanic at night, and we will also meet Molly Brown, played by Kathy Bates. Yeah. So this is the Titanic at night. This is a pretty cool picture, I must say.
You ever been on a cruise ship at night?
I have not.
It is very peaceful and very pretty.
Unless you hit an iceberg.
Well, I didn't, so it's okay.
So this is Molly Brown. She's got this big hat, but she is quite a character. She is a upper class woman, but she's got a attitude with her that is quite funny. She's also a polite person. She's actually very down to earth. So the next clip I'm going to show is Captain Stupid. Oh, I mean Captain Smith. So he is played by Bernard Hill. I know him from Ghost in the Darkness. So that is also a movie based on true events. And I don't know why you're shaking your head no.
Never heard of it.
I could have sworn you've seen it. It's with the two man-eating lions.
Did you make me watch it?
I'm sure I did.
Oh.
And I think you liked it.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it.
All right, now we will be showing...
Was I awake?
Yes, you were.
Oh.
And I will be showing the ship destroyer right now.
Good to see you, Mr. Murdoch. Let's stretch your legs. Yes, sir.
Head full, Mr. Moody. Very good. Full head full.
So I do find this part pretty cool. I do like how they show how the ship is being pretty much brought up to speed, how they're going to make this thing really go. It shows all the complicated parts to it. It shows the engines, and it eventually shows the people stoking the fire for the steam. So I actually find this part really, really cool. So now we are going to show the table of boredom, and we will show how the rich have fun on this ship of luxury. So this is the table of nonsense. The most entertaining thing at this table is when Rose blows smoke in her mom's face. And you might have recognized Rose's mom from, I believe she was in Silent Hill, and she was also in the show Becker. She played Becker's girlfriend. She was a doctor that treated Dr. Becker when he got shot. So, and as you can tell here, Rose's fiance is a little bit...
A control freak and should not have a fiance?
And as you can tell, Molly Brown there has a little remark for him. She pretty much says, "Are you going to cut her meat for her too?" And,
That's exactly what she said.
yeah. So Rose gets up and she leaves. You can tell that she's unhappy with
Her arranged marriage.
her arranged marriage. Let's see, her mom, her fiance. She even makes a little remark at that Bruce guy at the head of the table. He came up with the name Titanic. And Mr. Andrews is also there too. He is the ship designer. So it is a little bit easier to see the characters in this movie compared to A Night to Remember. But again, I don't think that's what A Night to Remember was really going for. It was more of a documentary style. So I'm going to show you Jack because he is a little bit of an artist, and he is on the ship, and he is drawing what he sees, and he is quite good at it. I guarantee Leo is not a real artist in real life. So I will show you that clip right about now. So this party did really happen. The part that Mr. Cameron here did get wrong is Rose going to this party. She would not be allowed. They do not allow first and third class passengers to mingle at all. And they did this again to try to stop any illness or disease, but that's kind of ignorant because the second you walk on that ship, you're already exposing it. So that reasoning alone was pretty bad. But yeah, first and third class passengers were not allowed to meet at all.
Well, babe, they had to make this Hollywood, hence why it's like a Romeo and Juliet kind of theme here.
Yeah, it is kind of like
Or like The Outsiders, or
yeah, I
one of them where you're not supposed the forbidden love stories here.
Yeah, they really could have done this in a different way, but I guess James Cameron decided to go cheeseball on it, and and kind of really take it a little bit too far. She could have met a first class person that acted like Jack, but I guess he had to go the other route. And him being a Titanic enthusiast, he should have known this. So now
He did know this, but he wanted to make it entertaining. He also wanted to see what would happen if the first and third class people met and got together.
I still call it cheese ball. So now,
That's because you're a dork.
I don't think so. So now we will see the...
We'll see when we get divorced.
Oh, we will now see the lifeboats. And we'll get to another inaccuracy, which is coming up right now. Well, so much for being unsinkable.
Well, what about if they hit an iceberg?
Yeah, water's going in there very, very quickly. And, well, talk about those, I think those guys working the boilers have cooled off. So the watertight compartments have sealed off like they're supposed to, except too much water has gotten in. So now they went to Mr. Andrews and they're going to figure out a plan and what the damage is. Before we get to that, apparently the big concern from Rose's fiance is that he has been robbed. So
That's bigger than the whole, the ship getting sunk.
yes, I know the ship is sinking, and they're worried about something petty
That they have.
Yes. Mr. Lovejoy is plotting his little setup on
Poor
good old-
Jack.
Good old Leo, and Justin and I will show that right now. They like to start drama, so they are called washwomen. The angry washwomen are going to start some drama here, and I will show that right now. Well, right now it's a little bit calm loading people into the boat, and Rose pretty much ditched her mother. I kind of wish that she just pushed her mother in the water. That would have been better, because her mom unfortunately gets off. So now there is a true story here. There was actually a Japanese guy that actually dressed up as a woman and took his child with him and saved himself. And when he got back to Japan, he was actually dishonored. I guess that was not honorable in their country. You're supposed to follow directions. So, as much as I want a dog on that guy, I've never been in a situation like this. So I don't know what my mindset would actually be. I mean,
I'll throw you overboard.
I mean, he did take his kid with him, so I don't know how you want to view that. So,
Oh, like this scumbag who takes somebody else's kid because he's a
He took
scumbag?
somebody else's kid, though, just to save himself.
Yeah, he's a scumbag.
Well, yes. I mean, this guy actually is.
Yes, I know. I
So-
don't like him.
So now I will
Hey,
get to
Skipper.
the next part where it's every man for himself. And Skip is very interested. He wants to know how this is going to end. Well, that's one way to get off the boat. Now, I think...
He let that child go, though, when the boat tipped, didn't it?
What do you mean?
To save himself when the lifeboat...
Well, he gave it to somebody else, but then he went on the boat.
Yes, but when it started to tip. He let that kid go, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Oh. He climbed down himself.
No, now there was somebody from what the documentary said, that there was somebody that did take a child, but she was reunited with her mom wherever they ended up taking them. Where I think the Californian took the people off the lifeboats when that boat eventually got to them. So stuff like that did happen, where somebody did take a child just to get on a lifeboat. I'm sure it happened a lot. So the final clip I'm going to show is the boat pretty much sinking in the water. And we're going to see if I can at least get the part where it breaks off. If I get it, that's fine. If I don't, then you'll just have to watch the movie yourself. Alright, so this is the final clip that I am showing. So in this movie, it does show the boat splitting in two. So, and as I've said in the previous video, in 1985, they were able to determine that the ship did indeed split in two. So, now to compare the movies, yes, this did have a cheeseball love story to it, which was the most unrealistic thing with this movie. But other than that, it was done well. As much as I dog on James Cameron for his slight inaccuracies at times, this movie was well done. It was a good movie. If I had to, if I guess if I had to give it a grade, I would actually give
You
it.
do have to give it a grade.
I do have to give it a grade. So there's not a lot of red marks on this one. This is not as bad as The Big Lebowski. I would have to give this a B plus to A minus. Some of the stuff in here was terrific. For the most part, as much as I dog on Leo, the rest of the cast was very, very well. Kate Winslet was terrific.
And what was wrong with him?
I wasn't captivated like Gene Siskel. He was okay. I mean, he wasn't bad, but I don't.
I liked him better than the douchebag.
Well, well, yeah. Billy Zane was not a likable character, but he played the part incredibly well.
Nope, he's a douche.
Jack was just okay. I didn't think he was great. But I thought the other actors were, even though I didn't like them, they played the parts very, very well. The special effects were absolutely terrific. So and the story, other than the cheeseball love story, really wasn't bad. So I would have to give it a B plus to A minus. Which movie did I like better? I guess for accuracy, I did like A Night to Remember. I thought that was much more enjoyable. And Rascal's trying to get into the end of the video. He probably wants to understand my grading process here. So the story was very good, except they did not really show the Californian and the other boats giving the warnings. It was mostly the captain going with Bruce Ismay, going back and forth with stupid headlines and foolishness of speeding up the boat. So they didn't
Foolishness
really
is definitely the word.
So he didn't really. So the director James Cameron really didn't specify on the warnings as much as A Night to Remember. But again, to be fair, A Night to Remember was also helped out with survivors that were living at that time, because that was only 46 years after the disaster happened, where this was 84. So there was a bit of a difference. But James Cameron, being a Titanic enthusiast, maybe should have stuck with a little bit of accuracy. I think he could have done both things a little bit better. But I am going to stick to my B plus to A minus. This is a movie to check out. And I bought this for $3.75 with free shipping. I'm not complaining here. I'm going to watch this at least a couple more times. Just because it is a Titanic movie and I do enjoy it. So that is my whole review here. So, but honestly, I would check out A Night to Remember and then watch this one after. And then compare them yourselves, because they are both very, very good and they are both worth checking out. A Night to Remember, though, is one you really should watch. And hopefully I'll get more than 5 views. So, comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you for watching.